Now, with
Mhm.
Executive Order 6102, what that is Franklin Delano Roosevelt back in 1933, when they had a recession, and they also were in the middle of they were post World War One, in the middle of going to World War Two. They basically put out a decree saying that you need to bring your gold to banks. We will give you a paper certificate that symbolizes the gold that you've given us, and we'll hold it for you. And
Mhm.
this is for national security reasons, because people hoarding gold is the reason why our economy tanked. And if you look at the statistics of a recession and how it works, we are in a recession right now. We're not depression yet, but recession, yes, because the definition of a recession is back-to-back quarters of negative GDP growth.
Mhm.
We've already had that in 2021.
Mhm.
So we're already in a recession as it is. And if they can say, they can't come out and say, hey, we're in a recession or a depression, it's our fault. They have to come up with a reason. So they can say, hey, the reason we're in a depression is because all of these Bitcoin holders are hoarding wealth. You see the prices at 200,000. They're hoarding all this wealth. They're keeping it away. And without it, we can't operate as a government.
Mm.
People will fall, I believe, hook, line, and sinker and say, well, the government said it, so I have to listen to it. And they'll say to themselves, hey, we can confiscate your Bitcoin from these ETFs, or we can withhold you from withdrawing it. You need to give it to us, and we'll give you this CBDC in return, or like in 1933, this piece of paper signifying that you own that asset. So that's what I mean when I say Executive Order 6102 seems imminent, because history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. And we are in the middle of maybe World War III, some of the recession that I was talking about. And if Bitcoin is at the center of it, which it is geopolitically, you have to realize that these things are discussions that are being had by powerful people. And the reason I know is because I've consulted some of these people. I've worked with some of these people, and the way that they think, once you get into the mind of how they think, you'll understand that in order to keep the save face, to get back in office or to get reelected in whatever position, it can't be their fault. It has to be an exterior or an outside force that did it. And it's like, hey, we got to fight against it. And Bitcoin seems like a perfect scapegoat for that to happen. So that's why that tweet came out. And again, research Executive Order 6102. A lot of people may or may not have heard of it, but these things have happened before. This is nothing new, people. This is something that is basically fundamental to how you clean up your mess as a politician in the face of some sort of transgressions.